Carbon cycle, biology paper 2, this is a very common 6 marker, and after watching this you'll have everything you could possibly need for if this comes up. It's all about how carbon moves through the atmosphere and different living things. Let's start with carbon in the atmosphere. It exists in the atmosphere as CO2. The only way carbon is removed from the atmosphere is by photosynthesis, which is done by plants and algae, remember. So it takes the carbon in the atmosphere and traps it in a molecule called glucose. The plants and algae will use that glucose to build their own carbon compounds. Things like proteins, amino acids, fats, and so on. Then animals come along and they eat the plants or algae, and that transfers this carbon into them. Now the plants and algae and anything that's living will eventually die, and when it does so, it will decay. Decomposing microorganisms, things like bacteria and fungi, they come along and they gobble up the dead animals and plants. As they do, they will be respiring, which is releasing the energy from their food, from their glucose. And respiration releases CO2, and that's how it makes its way back up into the atmosphere. Now, everything that is living does respiration. So not only does this come from those decomposing microorganisms, but also the animals and the plants will also be doing respiration to release CO2 back into the atmosphere. Remembering fundamentally that respiration is just a reaction that everything that's living does to release its energy from its food. Great! Side note, one last thing. If you have dead animals and plants over millions of years buried and covered, lots of temperature and pressure, that produces fossil fuels. Us humans, we've dug up those fossil fuels and have been burning them in power stations. Combustion releases CO2 again back into the atmosphere. So that's how the carbon dioxide gets from those fossil fuels back into the atmosphere. All you need to be thinking about is photosynthesis to take it out of the atmosphere, then feeding to transfer it between the organisms, respiration to release it again, and also combustion from burning fossil fuels to release it again. And that is the fullest summary of the carbon cycle you could possibly need. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else you need a hand with. Best of luck in your biology exam. You're going to smash it.